It's the early bird morning show. Oh, I clap my hands. I don't think if you have ears in, then that's not a good thing to do. So just everybody awake now. It's 4 o'clock Eastern time, and it's 10 o'clock in Amsterdam. We are live from Amsterdam. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Nikki. Good morning, Alan. Already putting some tickers on. So yesterday and the day before were not the best days for being a day trader, at least not for me. I made a little profits, but I just closed my charts after 2 hours trading and said, well, it's done for today. I'm going to sit in my garden and that's it. Sometimes that happens. Be patient if you don't have the right trades, and don't give in to FOMO. Don't trade because you have to trade. As I said yesterday when closing this show, I said no position is also a position. So please, 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 please do not get spooked by FOMO or by all kinds of people telling you, oh, I had a great day, I made $1 million. I invested in Dogecoin and now I'm a millionaire. I wish I had, but I don't do that, and I'm satisfied with what I'm doing right now. So there's some news going on right now, and we're going to open pre-market, so watch list in just a second or two. But first, I want to show you what's happening now on European stock market. So this is one of my all-time favorites, and I am a day trader, but I'm also an investor, and I invest in European stocks because, well, just I know them a little bit better than American stocks, so that's really simple. And if you do invest in stocks, you really have to do your due diligence and be able to get a feel of what's going on in the European markets. And I've now here in front of me ASML, which is the biggest tech company in Europe, if you believe it. It is. It's stationed here in the Netherlands, and this is what it did since June of 2020, I think, 2020. So this is what it did, and this is the ticker on the New York Stock Exchange, on NASDAQ, I think, on NASDAQ. I've all these fancy Boolean charts here on the screen. I'm not going to bother trying to explain them to you, but look what's happening here with ASML. ASML is one of the biggest tech company in Europe, and what they do is they make a very particular part of the chip machines. So if you want to see if a trend is forming or not, then you have to look at ASML, because they make the machines that everybody uses. So they make a specific part of the machines that everybody uses. So all the big chip makers, semiconductor makers use these machines, and they have to use these machines because, believe it or not, they are the only one in the world that are now making these machines with this technology that put them 10 years ahead or something. It's called EUV technology, so the EUV technology. And if you Google it, you will see that ASML is the only one who can really perform on this technology. They developed them themselves. They are a spin-off of the famous Philips company and doing quite all right, and are now bigger than Philips in Europe. So this is the American chart, the NASDAQ chart I'm showing you right now. And this is because this is, look at this. They had a 30% earnings increase when they put on their charts this morning, and this is what happened. So it's a fabulous company. Full disclosure, I invested in this company a few years ago, even wrote an article about it. You still can find it on my LinkedIn profile. It's in Dutch, so only the Dutch people will be able to read it. And so I don't give advice on investments, or you should do this or you should do that. But what I want to show you now is, because I want to share information with you, and I want to let you know how you can spot the first trends. So if you can spot the company that sets the trends, then your game, because ASML sells all these machines, so that's particularly part of this machine. The demand is going up, 30% increase in their turnover. So if they are selling more machines to all the companies that use these machines, telephone makers, laptop makers, all the companies that are in medical technology, then they are setting the trend for this year on that sector. And I know there's a shortage in chips, so that can really be a problem in the near future. But ASML setting this trend is just fabulous news. So I did want to share that with you. These are just all. You can see that you can also use this very difficult Bollinger Bands in order to get into a trade or not. That's possible at all. But I'm a day trader, and I can show you that you just can, and yet you can also just use a 1 minute, a 5 minutes, and some extra lines in order to determine if you want to be in a trade or if you want to get out of a trade. I will get to that in a few minutes, I think. Okay, chat. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Ramon. 11 a.m. Okay. Where are you? 11 a.m. Let me know, Ramon. So if you like the show, guys, we just hit a new record yesterday. We just started this show 1 week, and we hit 1.4K viewers yesterday. So I'm over the moon about that. And that's all because of you guys. So smash that like button, I have to say all the time. Smash that like button, because I really want to. I just heard the dog of my neighbors barking, and normally that's the signal that my own dog is gonna take on his barking rants, but he's doing all right. She's doing all right. So smash that like button, please, or share this video, subscribe, do anything to make Benzinga popular also in Europe, because we want to do this 24/7 Benzinga show, and this is the start of the day, and we want to have a lot of more shows on. So please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and then we can put on more shows than only this early bird morning show. So let's look at what happens in pre-market volume. Just guys, just give me 1 moment, and I'm gonna leave the screen on, and I'm gonna be gone for. I'm back. All right. Let's see what we've got here in pre-market. I heard someone say ES. Yeah, that's because of the move yesterday, I think. Just look at this one now. Nothing happening right now. well, if you're into buy the dip mode, then you can then there's a possibility, I think. But for day trading now, oh, it's here, it's up here at 91.54. I see. Look at this little pivot here with no volume. Is there any news on ES? Hi, Amantas. Great to see you again. Maybe get back to that later. Just want to see if there's some stocks really moving right now in pre-market. SNDL, of course, again, but well, yeah, if you want to trade it, then be my guest, but it's just too thickly traded. There's not a lot going on. So if there's not a lot going on, then we're gonna just do what we do best, and that it's 10 past 10 ET. And let's do some tickers, and let's start with something that surprised me a little yesterday. Netflix. So this is Netflix yesterday on earnings. Those earnings were not as good as expected. It's been hovering here a long time, and look at this drop. So if you're in the business of buying the dip, then this is buying the dip. But let me see if there's. It's really difficult to see if this is the first. Came back a little yesterday, but it opened at 553. It's high 563 and then low at 480. Whew. That's on Netflix. And if this is Netflix, what does that say about all the other stay-at-home stocks? So really, I really don't have any opinion now. And if you want to buy the dip here, then and you're an investor and you think, well, you can do that if you want to, but I'm not recommending that. I'm not recommending anything at all because this shows for information purposes only. But if I see this, so this red line that you see here, that's a 200 SME on the daily. Just broke under that yesterday, and that's not a good sign. It broke all the other moving averages during the day, and then also broke this 200 SME that I have here. And there's no way telling if this one will fall further or that it's just this enormous dip here and big buys will come in here. It's a big stock, $500. So not a lot of retail traders will get into this right away. So you have to wait for some big ones who can see potential in this and say, okay, this is a buy the dip moment for me. So what you really want to see, if you want to see this one moving up, is volume coming in, and big buyers are coming and big buyers coming in, because I'm not seeing this on this. I don't like these big spikes down. So I just think if you want to play this as an investor, because as a day trader, well, you cannot say anything about it, I think, right now. This used to be a double bottom once. Just fell through that also, rejected it, of course. Now opens a little bit above it here, just a little bit above the 500s. I Okay, now we have something going on here on a weekly. So this is on a weekly a low of 485.67, 484.20. So this just might be something here. It's not a perfect hit, as you can see, but if this 484 holds, then it might be interesting. But it's more likely than that it will be in some consolidation first here and just wait for some price action to occur and then see if it stays above that 484, and then you can trade it up. If it bounces there one more time, it gets above the 200 SME again for 514. Hello, good morning. Then you might just try it on the long side again. But Netflix took a big hit, and I think it's interesting to see how other stocks are going to react to this when market opens. Full disclosure, I watch Netflix. Hey Ramon, we are from Amsterdam, and I'm glad to see that you was blown away by the city, because it's just great. All right, that was Netflix. We have 12 more tickers on my real iPad, not a real iPad. It's just I scribble down these names because I see something, or I think I see something, and I'm just going to look at this at the stocks. And this is my. Can you see this? So this is my iPad now. I have an iPad, but it's in my drawer. I didn't use it for a long time. And on that note, I want to go to Apple, because this was Apple yesterday. They had their annual. Is it still an annual meeting or on new products and new services? And this is the reaction yesterday. So it's not as exciting as it used to be, but well, it's one of the biggest companies in the world. So what are we talking about? But looking at Apple now, I don't like these big spikes here. Will this be what does this tell you? I'm not sure. I really am not sure on Apple. I'm not going to day trade it today. Well, as an investor, look at this. Where is the room to grow? It can go to 145, and then what? So it's a difficult one, Apple, I think, for a day trader, and for I don't day trade Apple a lot, and I have no opinion on it if you should invest in this one or not. No. Okay, so that's Apple. Then look at some other stocks that are moving today or yesterday or post markets. Let's look at Fisker. Woo! So this was Fisker for a lot of days. So I'm going to remove all these lines here because I made some analysis on his lines earlier. So will this be the start? Will this little higher low that you see here, will this be the bottom, and will this be the start of a new trend going up? That's the 100,000 question right now. So here's the bottom at 12.23. This is a higher low, and will it now or will it not surpass this 9 EMA that's here. So just to be clear, on my screen, what you see here, because there are a lot of new viewers, I see this green one is the 9 EMA, this yellow one is the 20 EMA, this blue one is the 50 EMA, and this red one is the 200 SMA on my daily. And in order to go long in a stock, to be long bias in a stock, let me tell you that it has to be above that 200 SME here, and it's now below all the moving averages. So by definition, it's still bearish. But when I see this volume here coming in, and when I see this, I may not trade it today, but I want to see this trend. I want to see a follow up in this trend. Is this going to be a trend? So going up, is this the next higher low that it's going to make? Or is this one just consolidate on consolidation station here, and will it stay there for a while? That's the big question on Fisker. Is it possible to trade it today? Well, it can move a lot. For a $13 stock, it can move $1, so you can make a nice profit on it. So this blue line and this white line is the close post-market, and the blue line is the open pre-market. They're very, well, normally, if this is so close, then this is really a level 13.21. So for a day trade, I could play this if it gets down to 13.21, and then I trade it up with the right setup. But I'm not sure right now. But that's how we would trade it. Just one level here, 13.21, and then trade it up. And just want to see if there's a level that you can trade it to, because it's always nice. 14.59. It's now at 13.50. It can move $1 and even more, but $1 is the mean. So 14.50. That's a nice target. Just let me make this a little bigger here. And where do you put your stop then? I will put my stop here. So this is how I prepare all my plays. So I draw all these levels here. So some of you may have already seen that. So I draw all these levels here because I trade from, I want to see levels, and then I want to see some confirmation that a level holds. Then I want to see a setup, and then I want to see enough room to make the play. So when I see this, 13.21 should be the level that I'm going to get into. So this is then my, and this is the stop. So I put my stop loss on 12.86. So that's 36 cents stop loss. So I'm going in here, a little bit above here because I need a setup first. I'm going in here a little bit above it. And then I see that my next level now, may change when markets open, of course, is here. So this is the risk I want to take, 35 cents. And this is the potential profit that I can take. It's over $1. So that's a 1-to-3 risk ratio. And if you have a 1-to-3 risk ratio, then I'm in, because I put $1 on the line, or 100 or 1,000, or how big your account is, to make 3. So this is the risk ratio that I want to see. I want to see at least 1-to-2, but 1-to-3 risk ratio is perfect for me. If you want to see how many shares you should buy on such an occasion, then just look at the video that we made on Wednesday, the 14th of April, and I'm showing you how much shares you should buy when you have this risk unit ratios. If you're not sure about that part of a trade, so Fisker will be a play when this is going on. Then one of SOS. This is also a mover yesterday. Just let me erase these lines because some of those are intraday lines when I traded it. So this is what happened yesterday. This is my 200 SME again. It stayed above it. It has a lot of resistance here on 9 EMA, 20 EMA, 50 EMA, as you can see. So after this downtrend, I'm also trying to spot now if this one will be a reversal or not. And as a day trader, it's, hey, come on. Why aren't you working? Okay, well, you can see it anyway. So will this be a higher low? This looks like a bottom on 350-ish. Is this going to be the first higher low now? And will it break this 9 EMA here at 450? So I want to have some confirmation that it breaks that 450 for two reasons now. Because it's the 9 EMA. As you can see clearly here, this 9 EMA on a daily has to break that. And it's also the high of yesterday. So this is a big level for me. If two of those indicators exactly lie in the same line, then it's a big level for me. So and then you go to the 1 minute and you can see what's happening right now. There's that line that I drew on a daily, 450. So that's a big level for me. It's now at 412, trades 65 cents on average on the day. So could take that out. It's only pre-market now, so we have to wait till markets open. Then there are two more levels here at 428 and at 438. So I'm not sure about this 450. If it's going to break that, it's going to break it with a lot of volume, and a lot of people will get shaken out, I think. If that doesn't happen, then just look at the round number for SOS here in just $4 as a level. And from 450 upwards, I can see $465, but not with a lot of volume here. So I think 5. It's safe to say that then your next target here is 5-ish. So that's on SOS. Good morning, Cameron. Bram Eindhoven representing. Very well, Bram. We just talked about ASML in the first 10 minutes, so maybe you should scroll back on that one. UCCTG, added producer needed for this video. Okay. Why is that, UCCTG? Am I not... Is there something wrong with my mic or with my screen? Tell me. I want to improve. Chat, let me know. Is there something wrong with video or mic right now? Someone saying I need a producer. Everything's good? No. I'm just going to my watch list, guys. That's what I do every morning. I'm doing that anyway, so I might just do it live with you guys. So it's just a lot more fun to do. Everything's good, okay. Bram, I will get to DTLY in after I finish my own watch list. So this is IBM. Just erase those lines because I traded this way back. IBM is well, IBM is IBM, and it was. It's not a sexy name anymore. In the old days, when computers just started to arrive, then believe it or not, on everything you bought computer related, then the first question that anybody asks, is it IBM compatible, really? And IBM made money for the first time since I think 2 years or something. Hence the gap here. So this was yesterday, and just have to look at if it's going to be slow for IBM again for the rest of this quarter and the next few months or weeks. I put them on my watch list because maybe, just maybe, it gets picked up somewhere because of this volume, which is not a big volume on any other stock, but it's relative big volume, as you can see, compared to the volume before. And I think it surprised a lot of people a little. IBM is not into making computers again now, but it's into artificial intelligence. It had a lot of CEO switches the past few years, I think. And this one, I'm putting it on my watch list because it might just get some momentum now because of real profit making for the first time since 2 years. It's not likely that it's going to be a big mover, but well, sometimes you have to look at other stocks in order to see if there's something going on there. And I traded IBM, I think last year or something. You saw it on the lines that I put on there. So maybe it's going to be a stock that's no one notices, and can be a surprise. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe somewhere next week. So that's why I'm putting this one on my watch list now for the first time. Then one of our old friends, NNDM, keep coming back to this one. And this is why I really thought here that we finally will break out now. So I've been looking at this for now, what is it, guys? Several days, let us say. And I remember drawing this one around 8, I think it was, hoping that this would be the triangle, and then it fell through. That's nice for all the short bias plays. But I really have some firm belief in, because of this one, which is at 650, and this one, which is at 657, that this might just be the turnaround. Well, this wick gives me not a lot of confidence in this right now. I like the volume. but it really has to break this trend line. So it stays on my watch list until I'm proven wrong on this one. NNDM still on my watch list. I think it will break. This 9 EM is now very close to this trend line on 733. So I might just well put that in right now. And maybe it breaks over 730 like it did yesterday. So it just broke over the 9 EMA and then came back. Maybe this is the day or tomorrow. I'm gonna put it on the watch list until forever. I want to be right on this one. I don't trade it though. I'm not. I traded it one time last week here when I thought, okay, this might just be a breakout. Was it here? I think it was, and it just didn't. Made a little bit of money on it in a day trade, but not a lot. And I really hope that it would break over 825. So that's this NNDM. Then OCGN. Also one that I've traded a few days back because of one of you guys telling me OCGN might just look fine. It's not a perfect double bottom here. It's close, but it's not. It's still above 200 SME. It has a lot of resistance to overcome here till 693. It just might consolidate here for a while. And that's not bad. So I keep it on my watch list. If it doesn't do anything today, then it might tomorrow. It's just consolidating here. And if it falls through 524, then you have a short on your hands. And when it gets above that green line again, then you might just play it on the long side. But this is where it's coming from. I told you, I think earlier, that I had this one on $1 once. But I'm a day trader, so I'm starting with 0 in the morning and I'm ending with 0 in the evening. And sometimes you just wish that you would have held it stock, especially when it was below $1. And well, I don't have to tell you why. You know why. Writing those tickers down, Jamie, Zom, and get to them in a while. I just want to do some other, just work through my watch list. CYT, HW, this small one. Whoa. It's a recent IPO, as you can see. So there is no 200 SME, of course. And I looked at this one because of, well, this is a downward pattern. If you ever saw one, then this is the one. And then, as you can see, I'm always curious about, will this be a bottom? And this is because why? It's here at low is 220, and look at this. This was resistance once at 220, 214, and 220. So 220, 214, and this is 230, 220, and now it stops here at 220. So this was resistance in February, January of this year, and now it looks like support. And if resistance turns into support, you all know that, then this might just be the line in the sand for this one, and it just might go up. It's a small stock, so be careful. But I'm liking this one as a day trader because it's trying to get past that green line here. That's the 9 EMA. And then the next level here is that 340. And what you see here is 335, 330, 320, 327. So there's a level for you at 340. Yeah, just keeping this one on watch for today. Might just go, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Everybody knows who. Everybody knows this stock. It's eBet. Well, what to tell you about eBet? What to do? What? Tell me. This is a low of 2009, and this is a low. Sorry, 1980 and 2009. So 20-ish, I would say. There's not a lot of data that you can interpret here, but if this is a double bottom, then just might go up again. And just keep this one in on my watch list because it can move. This is in the opening, of course. Can move down also a lot. Will this or will this not be some kind of reversal here, or you might also look at 2095. It's the low of the opening day. Okay, that's eBet. Always curious about eBet. MOXC, Moxion Incorporated. This is Moxion Incorporated, and this is now just a trend line that's a little bit further than all the other reversals that I showed you at the beginning of reversals. So this is going down. Of course, you can see that. Then it bottoms here, goes up a lot here, it goes up a lot again. Second day runner here, and don't we have a third day runner on MOXC Incorporated? Or is this just the max that it can do right now, 542? So this is a line 542 that I want to see broken, and if it's not, then you can see 461. And just let's see what's happening now. Nothing really happening now. No volume at all. So 542 definite is the line that you want to see break right now. Because then it makes a new higher high on the daily. Okay, that's MOXC, and then we're gonna look at drip. This is drip, and this is what it did yesterday. And drip is here clearly now you see that rejecting that 50 EMA on a 1374, and maybe makes a second attempt today in order to get above that, and then it's a long all day long. Did I just say that? Yeah, I did. So these are the other levels for today. 1360 and this 1374-ish, a little bit higher. 36. Drip doesn't do anything now in pre-market, so no volume at all. But just wait till it opens, look at price action, and then wait to see it break 1360 and then 1376. We already did Netflix, and then I have IVR because that was on my watch list also yesterday. That didn't do what I thought it would do, and now it's just hanging out here. It's at 259 now, and Friday it was at 251 as a low and 250 as a low. So will this go today or not? That's the big question. It's always the big question, of course. But yesterday I really expected more from this one. Had it on my screen for a long time, but didn't make a play on it. I just want to see this curl now coming up. You know, that's what I'm waiting for this curl coming. So this is going back. I just want to see this, but might happen today, might not happen today. Okay, I wrote some tickers down from you guys. DGLY. Hey Jordan, good morning. DGLY. Oh, I traded this one before, as you can see. Just let me erase these. Well, what can we say about this one? On a daily, I don't see. This is what I did yesterday, and then when I see this, I'm not. I see that it moved a lot. There's no real volume now. Other than a lot of sellers. Digital Alley. So this is what happened post-market. Got up a little to the $2 mark, and then I assume on bad news, but I don't know. Ramon, you gave me this one. I thought I assume on bad news, then this happens, and this is what I don't want to see in a small stock, because it scares the heck out of me. There's not any movement today in this one, so just want to wait until markets open and see if there's any price action that validates a trade on this one. So I'm not seeing anything right now on Digital Alley. Then let's talk about Zom. This one, Zometica Pharmaceuticals. Oh, it's below $1. It moved a lot yesterday, I think, or was it the day before? Well, it's in this enormous downtrend. So if you're interested in shorting this one, and I think you have to pay for this one to short it. Is this a double bottom at 74 or not? That's what you want to know, of course. Will 74 hold today? That's the main thing. I know that some is always very thickly traded during market open, which means that there is not, it might be chopped all day. So Zom is really, what I really don't want to see on Zom is, I'm just over my Zero Pro now in order to see what's going on there in those charts. Just out of curiosity, I want to see my charts on ASML until this one opens. So if anything, if you learn any lessons at all in all the Benzinga shows, then it's that you should buy the rumor and sell the news, because this is ASML now on Dutch markets. Just want to show you this one because it's a sell the news stock. So it came out with these earnings that were spectacular, higher than anyone expected. And what happened? It got down. I'm just following it. This is the Dutch stock exchange market right now. So really something. Okay, this was some. And let's look at some other stocks. Oh, DGLR was running yesterday. Yeah, because of the George Floyd trial. Okay. I get that now. Thanks for that, Carl. Thanks for that. RKBF. ARBFK. Is it the right one? KF. And then the coin play blockchain. IPO'd on January. Well, that's something that you just put on the daily for coin also. So is this one linked at coin, Jamie? Argo blockchain. Is that the one that you want to? Because I think this is coin. This is coin doing not so well these days. So this was opening coin. That was a big event last week, and then this happens. And they said, well, initial price of it's a direct listing. It's not an IPO. It's a direct listing, but they set a price on 250. So there's some breathing room, but not doing that great. And this is RKBF, and if I put those two together, then you can see if I press now on the left side, it almost has the same pattern now with coin, and this just might also be is this a level or is this a level? That's what you want to know. So this is 177-ish. With a lot of digits behind it, 177. And this is 173. This just might be the turnaround for this one. I think that's why you're interested into it, Jamie. Yeah, it's comparing to Mara and Riot, and it's also so on the left of my screen I have now coin. This is coin. This is that other mining that you said RBKF. And this might be a return, but as well, it's really sketchy right now if it's gonna hold this one. Just Bitcoin is down also again overnight. I thought that I saw that. And just look if it's what Mara did in these days. They are having all the same. This is the same price action. And let's look at Riot. So they're all twins. This is Riot, all the same movements, if I had to say that. So this is this might just be a tough one, and just look at the one that's leading right now, and I think Bitcoin will be the incinerator of these. So I usually trade Mara when I do these Bitcoin plays. And this is what we discussed a few days ago. If everybody remembers, this is what we did a few days ago. It is we saw this uptrend, and we thought, well, if it goes through that 55, I remember talking about this one that it had a lot of trouble getting through that 55 here on this day and on this day. People that watch then may also remember this one, and then it broke down through this trend line, and it was a short all the way down. So I feel most comfortable in trading Mara. I don't know why. You just might trade Riot or the small one that was just on the screen, but Mara was my go-to stock in relation to Bitcoin. And if you're interested in how to trade one of the coins, and it's Dogecoin, Dogecoin, then please go to Benzinga. I just put a link now in the chat. And yesterday, Get Technical with Neil discussed how you can day trade dodgy coin. So watch that video again, and maybe then it's can be interesting for you today. The last one I'm gonna do is Palantir. We did this one before. This is Palantir. Discussed this one in full a few weeks ago, I think, a few days ago even. All right. So Barry, what you're asking is what's Palantir gonna do the next few weeks? Well, I think your guess is as good as mine. This is the weekly chart on Palantir, and it's a big move on a day. So for a day trader, it's a great stock if you're on the right side of it. And well, if you see any pattern at all, then you might just see a real small head and shoulders forming here, but I'm not really convinced. Let's see if there's any. If you don't know what's going to do, then just get all the technicals out that you can get. Okay. Well, based on what you just saw, this should be the bottom, Barry. Because if it falls through this line here, then you have a short on your hands. And if this is the first sign of any, this one, then what you have to see today is that this really is going to be. So this is your bottom, 2086. That's $1 away now, but the stock can move a lot. You see that here on our ATR, 127. 127, yeah. And then you see this forming, and you want to see a higher low now if you want to trade this one up. And then the first resistance that you have here is, and that's a big resistance at 22.56, because that's the high of day yesterday, and it's also where your 9 EMA is right now. And you have a 22.50 here also, and this is a 22.51. So 22.50, 22.51, 22.55, and your 9 EMA at 22.54. So in my book, that's a level, and that's a big level. And if it breaks that, then it can go. It has to break it with a lot of volume. And if it doesn't, and you stay below that, then you have short on your hands. And if it falls through this 286, you just saw that on the other chart that just pulled up, then that's always then it's going to be a short also. So that's what I see right now on Palantir. Okay, guys, it's 11 o'clock already. It's 5 past 11. I'm gonna get slammed again because of the producers. I don't really have a producer. Someone said I need a producer. I don't know why. If anybody knows, please tell me if something's not good, if sound's not good, if video is not good, or if charts are not good. and please tell me. I'm just sharing my ideas with you guys in the early morning at 4 a.m. Eastern time. It's now 5 o'clock Eastern time. It's 11 o'clock in Amsterdam. I am back tomorrow, same time, same place, 10 a.m. Amsterdam and 4 o'clock Eastern time. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe at Benzinga. We really, really, really want to broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Maybe not all with live programs, but if we get all the shares and all the likes and share this with friends and subscribe to the channel, then we might just do that. Let's do that. Have a nice trading day, happy trading, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.